Live from Sampa Valley here in Accra, Ghana. We bring you the most accurate and compelling stories from our community and around the globe, from breaking news to in-depth reports. Our goal is to keep you informed and engaged. We are live on Facebook, YouTube. Thank you for joining us this morning. Do not change your dial from here. Stay tuned. This news is proudly sponsored by International Vision Church, which can be located as second of the Malam Kaswa opposite Faster Company Limited, and a Liga Kitchen Craft and Floral Institute.
Audio Jungle.
Now to the headlines. Vote beyond money and ethnicity. NCC urges Ghanaian voters. I'll create jobs by banning importation of goods, says Kofi Akpalo. Ghana Freedom Party disappointed over EC's decision despite rectifying errors. My greatest fear for election 2024 is misinformation, Dr. Srebo Kweku speaks. Mason jailed 8 years for defilement. I expected more strike actions as the general elections approach, NLC board says. Ibrahim Mahama becomes savior of 13-year-old kidney patient, donating $25,000 for transplant. Nigeria's NPC signs 10-year gas sale deal with Dangote refinery. Business news. Cedi gains in the past 2 days drops to Ghana cedis 17.5. Visa payments are 17 cedis, 42 pesos Ghana cedis. Government disturbs over 51 million Ghana cedis in grants to young entrepreneurs under the Young Start program.
Audio Jungle.
Sports headlines. Mohamed Kudus will be back. West Ham's Mikel Antonio assures fans. The 2025 AFCON qualifiers. Angola coach dismisses Ghana's qualification chances. Entertainment news. Cry when you need to. Sanibadu consoles Kofi Owusu-Pepra after father's demise.
Audio Jungle.
Now to the main news. The chairperson of the National Commission for Civic Education, NCCE, Kathleen Addy, has advised Ghanaians to look beyond money, ethnicity, and religion in the upcoming December 7th election. She encouraged them to vote based on their candidate competence and policies. In her view, such an approach would strengthen Ghana's democracy integrity and advance national development. The criteria for that vote should not be money, should not be religion, and should not even be ethnical considerations, because as a country we should have gone past that by now. The days of our strongholds and territories should be behind us. Voting is more than just a right, it is a civic duty and means to shape governance and hold our leaders accountable, she said. Madam Kathleen Addy made the remarks in a presentation on civic engagement. Voting, participating in democracy, and staying informed at a 2-day annual conference organized by the Ghana chapter of the Society of Catholic Social Scientists. That event was held under the theme, The Voice of the People, Elections for a More Responsible Government. She also admonished religious leaders to be courageous in holding political leaders accountable. She further disclosed that the NCCE is working closely with religious organizations, including the Catholic Bishops' Conference and the Chief Imam's Office, to raise a public awareness to achieve peace during the electoral process. In other news, Percival Kofi Akpalo, the flag bearer of the Liberal Party of Ghana, LPG, has promised to create more jobs by putting a ban on importation of goods when he becomes president. During an interview on Kingdom FM, the aspirant president stated that he would ban the importation of goods, mostly second-hand clothing and rice, into the country and prioritize the production of local goods to sustain the economy. According to him, the money traders and retailers used to import second-hand clothing will be used to build factories to produce these goods and create jobs for Ghanaians. I won't allow anyone to import second-hand clothing. No already made clothes will be allowed into the country from another country when I become president. Use that money to open factories. It will create more jobs and produce wealth. I will be strict on this, he emphasized. Kofi Akpalo further promised to pull down the police barracks and use the land to construct buildings that would employ many people when he becomes president. We will give the police another accommodation and build about 20 blocks of building for business. No one will sell on the streets. A special underground space will be provided for them, Kofi Akpalo promised. The Ghana Freedom Party has voiced surprise and disappointment over the Electoral Commission decision to disqualify their candidates from the upcoming elections, despite addressing all indicated errors before resubmission. According to the party, they had meticulously reviewed and corrected all issues indicated by the EC before resubmitting their nomination forms. We are shocked and dismayed by the Electoral Commission's decision to disqualify our candidates, particularly after we had diligently retired all errors identified during the initial review. In an overview or interview with Osuani Efrifa, Nana Opoku, and I to Roman Father, revealed that the party received a distress call on Friday, November 8, while in Kumasi, from some people who guaranteed their candidates regarding threats from alleged EC officers. This promised the party's leadership to contact an officer at the commission, cautioning that the commission would be exposed if the threats continued. The party subsequently sent a formal letter to them regarding the alleged threats against endorsers. However, upon their return to Kumasi, they received another call from the ECA to correct errors in their candidacy documents. Party officials rectified the mistakes, which were errors on the commission's part, and resubmitted the documents. Despite this, the EC surprisingly disqualified their candidate. He asserted that the leadership of the Ghana Freedom Party is currently holding meetings to determine their next course of action, weighing options to either contest the decision in court or await further developments.
Ayanta brako palio sandala baba. Ikapu sama. Inkalo.
In other news, the director responsible for the training at the Electoral Commission, Dr. Sorebo Kweku, has asked the media to prioritize verifying the information they shared during December polls. Speaking to the media on the sidelines of a training event organized by Pen Pulse Bites, Dr. Kweku expressed his fears about the potential risks of disinformation going into December 7, 2024 general elections. My greatest fear for the 2024 elections is misinformation, because both traditional and social media at times are in a hurry to put forward information without checking its authenticity. So I foresee a situation where people coming out with audio or videos that may not even be revealed to Ghana's election. We have had instances where a video is attributed to the district level action, and the person was in a green jacket when everybody knows that in Ghana we don't use green jacket, he stated. We have had instances where there was a video attributed to district level. Thus, he called on the media to exercise critical discretion and caution in the information they disseminate during the election. So my advice to the media houses here is that they need to be very careful and cross-check if every information that they share during the election, he stated. A gender-based violence court has sentenced Dennis Duff, a 30-year-old Mason, to 8 years in prison for defiling a minor. Duff, who was charged with defilement, pleaded guilty to the offense. The court was presided over by Judge Dorai Sean, who convicted and sentenced him based on his guilty plea. The prosecution, led by Chief Inspector Opoku Eniaje, presented evidence that the complainant in the case is the father of the victim, a girl aged between 12 and 14 years old. The incident occurred in Denchira in the Greater Accra region, where the accused, the victim, and her father reside in the same neighborhood. Chief Inspector Eniaje stated that the complaint's wife runs a provision store in front of their house, and occasionally the victim managed the shop when her mother was not present. The prosecution mentioned that Duff is a customer of the victim's mother and regularly buys items from the victim. As a result, Duff and the victim became friends, as he would visit the shop to chat with her whenever her mom wasn't around. On June 2024, about 8 o'clock p.m., Duff went to the stand in front of the complainant's main gate and saw the victim bathing in an uncompleted building and had sexual intercourse with her. The prosecution stated that after that act, Duff threatened to kill the victim if she informed her parents. Consequently, the victim did not inform her parents. The court was informed that in July 2024, the victim's mother took her to their hometown, Sunyane in Kuransa, to perform some rituals for her. The prosecution said that the priest who was about to perform the ritual told her mother that the victim had been defiled and therefore could not carry out the said rites. Chief Inspector Eniaje said the victim's mother informed the complainant when they returned from their trip. On August 9, 2024, the complainant was assisted by his friends to arrest Duff and sent him to the Wija Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit. A medical report was issued to the complainant to send the victim to the hospital for examination and treatment. The prosecution said the complainant made available the endorsed medical form to the police.
Audio Jungle.
In other news, the Executive Secretary of the National Labour Commission, NLC, Ofosu Asamoah, he said he is looking forward to many strike actions by various workers' groups as the general election draws near. In an interview with GH1, Ofosu Asamoah stated that the workers with a few days to the elections usually demand that what they believe is due them, knowing that the government may be compelled in a way to accede to their demands for fear of losing an election. Certainly, it is getting to elections, especially when the government is in its very last term. We campaign on promises, we campaign on manifestos, we'll do all that. So if you don't press on to get what was promised you at this time, when do you get it again? When the government has left office, assuming MPP wins, it is under a new leadership. So what did these people promise you? That is why everybody keeps pressing down. Asked if he expects more strike action, Ofosu said, certainly, because we are in an election year, we are getting to the end of the term of the government, so people will want to press and have what they were promised before they leave office.
Audio Jungle.
Chief Executive of Engineers and Planners and Jata Cement, Ibrahim Mahama, has stepped into fully fund a life-saving kidney transplant for 13-year-old Rosemary Bwedu, who is facing end-stage kidney disease. The $250,000 required for the procedure has now been conveyed by Mr. Mahama, alleviating the financial burden on Rosemary's family. Rosemary's story gained public attention through a Joy News feature titled Dialysis at 13, produced by Emmanuel Jivenu and aired on the Super Morning Show. It highlighted the critical nature of Rosemary's health situation, which captured Mr. Mahama's attention, prompting him to take immediate action, a report by myjoinonline.com said. Rafiq Mahama, Mr. Mahama's special aide, in an interview with Joy News said, as soon as Mahama saw the video, he immediately instructed us to make the payment so her treatment could proceed. By 9 a.m. today, the payment was completed. We wish Rosemary a successful surgery and a swift recovery. With Mr. Mahama's general support, Rosemary and her family now look forward with hope as she prepares for her urgent needed transplant. Nigeria State Oil Firm, NNPC Limited, said on Wednesday one of its subsidiaries has agreed to supply 100 million standard cubic feet of gas per day to Dangote Oil Refinery for the next 10 years. Financial details were not disclosed. Under the agreement, NNPC Gas Marketing Limited will supply the refinery built by Nigerian billionaire Aligote Dangote in Lagos with natural gas for power generation and feedstock. The contract has options for renewal and additional supply. NNPC, Africa's biggest oil producer, is seeking to promote gas consumption for industrial growth.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Now, in business news, reports have indicated that the cedi appreciated on the foreign exchange market in the past 2 days after the central bank sold $214 million last week through 2 and 7-day contracts. The cedi gained 0.2% to trade at 16.3302 Ghana cedis to $1 as of November 11, 2024. Data Bank noted that this has been the highest in a week this year and also has helped ease some demand backlog. Northern Report said a central bank official separately confirmed the dollar sales and said the regulator expects volatility to remain subdued towards the end of the year, supported by robust foreign exchange reserves. As of November 12, 2024, the BOJ was trading the dollar at a buying price of 16.24 Ghana cedis and selling price of 16.25 Ghana cedis. The British pound is trading at a buying price of 20.67 Ghana cedis and a selling price of 20.69 Ghana cedis. The euro is trading at buying price of 17.21 Ghana cedis and selling price of 17.23 Ghana cedis. However, business shows that the cedi is trading at 17.15 Ghana cedis to the dollar, while the pound is trading at 21.58 Ghana cedis at some major forex bureaus across the country. Additionally, the euro is trading at 17.95 on the retail market.
Audio Jungle.
In sports news, West Ham United forward Michail Antonio has expressed optimism about Mohamed Kudus' rediscovery from his form after a slow start to the season. The striker believes Kudus will turn the corner following a tough start to the 2024 and 2025 Premier League season. Speaking to the media covering his visit to Ghana, he complimented Kudus' talent and expressed belief in the Ghanaian's ability to return to a high level following his ban. He's an unbelievable player, how he dribbles and scores goals and has a great ambitions for himself, he said. Obviously, he got a red card and will be missing 5 games, but he's a quality player and someone that we definitely need in our starting lineup. So things are not going to be this way, but I know he's going to come back fully ready. Mohamed Kudus is struggling to find his scoring boost, unlike his first season with West Ham. He has scored 2 goals in 8 games so far this season. During his trip to Ghana, Michail Antonio visited the Kumasi-based football academy, Samba Stars, in Bombata. He spent 3 days there. He spent 3 days in the West African country on his first ever visit before traveling to join Jamaica national team for their upcoming games during the national break. Now, in other news, head coach for the Angolan national team, Pedro Gonçalves, has dismissed the potential of Ghana booking a place at the 2025 Cup of Nations AFCON. To secure qualification, Ghana must win Angola on November 15th and Niger on November 18th, while also hoping other results go their way. In a conversation with Ghana Sports page, head coach for Angola, Pedro Gonçalves, heaped praises on the Black Stars. For us, playing against Ghana is always special. Ghana is one of the best teams in African football, with exceptional players, particularly in midfield and attack, he said. Regardless of his fondness for the Black Stars, Gonçalves was quick to downplay Ghana's chances of qualifying for 2025 AFCON. While Ghana is undoubtedly a strong contender, their chances of qualifying are low to impossible at the moment, he further stated. Having won all 4 games, Angola sit at the summit of Group F and have already secured qualification. Ghana, on the other hand, are winless in all 4 matches played, gathering just 2 points. The Black Stars are 3rd in Group F.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
In entertainment news, Ghanaian pastor Kam singer Sonny Badu has joined many others in expressing heartfelt condolences to Minister Kofi Owusu-Pepra, the son of late veteran gospel musician Reverend George Owusu-Mensah. On an Instagram post shared on November 11, 2024, the Baba hitmaker offered support to the grieving minister, encouraging him not to hesitate to reach out if he needs someone to lean on. Sonny Badu assured Kofi Owusu-Pepra that it is okay to grieve without holding back. Sorry about your dad. This is going to be a tough journey, but I know God will see you through. As I often say, there is no formula for grieving. Cry when you need to, go silent when you need to, and know that if you need a shoulder, I'll be right here, he wrote on Instagram. The gospel singer also praised Kofi Owusu-Pepra for keeping his father's legacy alive, adding, "You've kept his legacy alive, and he's proud of you. Rest in peace, Reverend. You are a true general, says gospel musician Sonny Badu. Church news. The International Vision Church, aka Vision House Ministry, presents a program with a theme, The Wonders of Prayer, the Workings of Prayer, which is taking place from Monday to Friday, 18th to 22nd November 2024, which is adjacent the Fastor Company Limited, 2nd Sampaman Valley, near Old Barrier, Malam Kaswa Road. Some guest ministers who will be ministering are Reverend Dr. Thomas Enchi, Reverend Dr. Benyu Life Zotu, Bishop Dr. Paul Kwame Vitashi, Apostle David Okensi, and the host is our own daddy, Apostle Alex Nkrumah. Some ministering guests also are Mrs. Janet Asamfo, the Visionaries, and Noah Ama. This will be climaxed on Sunday, 2024 November. Free dental treatment will also be held on Saturday, 23rd November 2024. Do not miss this program and pray to be part of this wonderful program. It says you have a destiny, you cannot perish. Dear listeners, this is the end of today's news and was presented by your presenter Sebastian Boaz, aka The Morning Man. This news was proudly sponsored by International Vision Church, which is opposite the Fastor Limited of the Malam Kaswa Road, and Allegra Kitchen Craft and Floral Institute. To sponsor this new segment, kindly contact 024 519 3706. 024 519 3706. You can also reach us on 050 302 7765. 050 302 7765. You can also contact 0244 577 335. 0244 577 335. Catch you same time tomorrow here on 6:30 a.m. on Vision Live Radio. Have a blessed day.
Audio Jungle.